As long as I don't try and do anything other than record this show. So I can't be browsing porno or anything while we are recording, or my computer will lag out, and then everything will be screwed.
Got it. Okay.
Everyone will be screwed.
I see what you did.
Cool. Do it.
Yo, what's up? You're listening to episode 15 of the recurring Bosscast.
Yo.
We're gonna go with that, aren't we?
Yes, we are. I'm Jett from SplitKick.com. With me is Matt from Biff Bam Pop and the Screaming Ego.
Yo.
And Jason from Inside Gaming Daily and Slick Gaming.
Just hanging with my bros.
Yeah.
Hanging with the homies.
Miss you, bud. It's been a while since we last, laid eyes on each other.
Whoa.
What kind of podcast is this?
Yeah. This is going in a different direction than I thought.
Yeah, so Jason and I live in other parts of the world, and we actually got to meet up in Vegas.
Yeah. Crazy. I never would have imagined it happening just because of the odds.
Yes.
But I guess if it was going to happen anywhere, it'd be in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I guess. If that's correct. What happens in Vegas. Now we'll talk about some of it.
Yeah.
So, I'm very glad that I did not get catfished.
Catfished?
Yes. Are you familiar with the term catfish from the movie?
No.
No.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Totally. The movie Catfish. Yes.
Yes, that's
Okay.
where it comes from.
Got it.
When you're talking to someone on the internet and then you meet them in real life and they're totally not who you think they are.
Oh, so I lived up to your expectations.
Yes.
Well, good.
You're actually
Likewise.
You're actually sexier in real life.
Or at least you weren't a woman.
Well, I appreciate it. Of course, the same goes for Jett and his nice spiky hair.
It's
That's
actually
how I told Laura when we were looking for you. I was like, yeah, all I know is he's part Filipino and he has spiky hair. Oh, there he is. So, that's pretty good.
Actually, the day I came back, I cut off almost all my hair, so it's very short right now.
How is anybody going to know who you are?
I know, it has been a defining physical trait of mine for over the past 10 years now. I've been too lazy to come up with a different hairstyle, but at a certain point, I can't be 50 years old still with the spikes.
That's true.
Yes, you can.
No, I cannot.
You do realize,
can.
though, shaving your head is probably lazier.
This is true.
He's right.
But then you have to keep shaving your head because the hair keeps growing, and my hair grows really fast.
That's true. You sort of delve yourself into a world of maintenance.
Yes, so that's kind of why I'm in the cycle that I'm in now, where I cut my hair really short, and then I don't have to cut it for 3 months and spike it until it gets too much, and then I cut it all off again.
Totally makes sense.
That seems like a good plan.
Yeah.
It's the circle of life.
It is.
Yeah, so what did Jason and I do in Vegas? Well, we met in the morning, and we had breakfast at some cafe in the Aria.
Yes, delicious.
Yes, I had chicken and waffles for the first time in my life.
Amazing.
We were twinsies because I had the same thing.
I think I just stole it from you. You said you were doing chicken and waffles, and I was like, you know what? We don't really do this in Canada, so I should do that as well.
Yeah. I don't want people to imagine that I have chicken and waffles all the time. It was just I saw it and I thought it sounded good. This is like my second time ever having it. Delicious.
He
Have
says
you
on the
done
podcast.
Roscoe's yet? Since I brought it
Boston?
up? No, have you done
What?
Roscoe's chicken and waffles since I brought it up?
Oh, no. Was it, you said it's in California, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we have to look for it. I haven't seen it anywhere around us, but we'll try to find it.
Okay.
See if I can get a close one around us right now.
Yep, so had breakfast with Jason and Laura. First time meeting Laura. I think first time talking to Laura, too. She's cool.
Probably. She is pretty cool.
That's why you keep her around?
That's why I keep her around. That's right.
And then after that, we hung out at one of the malls in Vegas. They were helping me out with some assorted souvenir shopping.
Nice.
Mhm.
And I guess one of the more interesting things we did, we used some sort of body scrub. I think just on our hands, though. My hands had never felt so smooth.
Wow.
Yeah, likewise. It's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that human skin could feel that soft.
It was weird because, I don't know. It was like you were rubbing your hands with, sand and dirt, and then all of a sudden you washed it off and it smelled like lemons, and it was great. I don't understand how this works, but
No.
I'll accept it.
Man, you guys sure had a Vegas experience.
I know. When you think of Vegas, that's exactly what you think of.
I do. Exfoliation. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yes, exfoliating skin, exactly.
Oh, man. I guess there were other stories that happened in Vegas. What else did you do while you were there, Jason? You had a party, right?
Yeah. We were there for our friend's 24th birthday party. And he likes to go out partying and clubbing and stuff. So we were there Friday through Sunday. And Friday night we went to a club and we saw the DJ Avicii. So that's pretty cool to hear him play. But it was so crowded that it wasn't what I would really call fun. I mean, it was a neat experience, but it was so, like, everywhere you turned, you bumped into like 3 people. And people were sweaty, and I'm sure there was like all kinds of nastiness on my shoes when I got home. But it was a cool experience. We were there for him. And then we had a lot of good food. We went to this pretty, I don't know, ritzy restaurant, I'd say. But it was good and pretty expensive, but really, really fun. So it's kind of a life experience, I guess. Fun to try. So, and that was pretty much it. The next day, Saturday, we didn't have tickets to go out because they were sold out for men. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going. And then Laura didn't want to go because she's cool like that. So we stayed in and went swimming and just kind of relaxed. Got some Las Vegas strip time in where we walked down the strip. Then went to the casino and I won 13 cents.
Wow.
Congratulations. 13 cents.
Yeah. I was down $20, so 13 cents is a good comeback.
Did they give you some sort of bag to carry that all home in, or?
Yeah, the bag cost 12 cents, so it was just a penny. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So Jett was there longer than I was.
Yes, I was there from Thursday, I guess super early Friday morning until late Monday night. And I was there for my cousin's bachelor weekend, and there were no shortage of epic moments, most of which I probably cannot mention on the show.
Right.
I did get to fire a gun for the first time. In Canada,
wow.
That is a very difficult thing to do. In the States, at least in Vegas, it seemed very easy. Just go to the gun range, here's my $25, and let me unload this clip.
Sounds like the American way.
I don't know. Like, as a kid, I used to think, oh man, guns are so cool. And then I think as I got older and started to understand the gravity of what it meant to shoot someone, I just kind of cooled off on it. But after shooting a gun, I'm kind of cool. I'm kind of hot on them again.
Nice.
I like shooting them. I don't think I'd ever want to own one, though. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere around one with just like random people out on the street or something. In a controlled environment, great. But anywhere else, no.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, understandable. I've never fired a gun, but I guess the allure is still there. Like, I want to try to say I did it.
Yeah. I shot a Glock 19, and the kickback was not as bad as I thought. I was able to keep it steady enough that I hit my target 38 out of 40 times with my bullets.
Wow.
Yes.
Impressive.
And they were all relatively down the middle. The one thing I did not anticipate was that I was expecting the kickback to shoot the bullets upwards a little bit, but in fact they actually went down. So I was aiming for the head most of the time and actually hitting the chest. So next time, aim a little high.
Duly noted.
I mean, other than that, there were some other things that should not be mentioned on the show, but I am back in one piece, and as far as I know, disease-free.
Did you get any trading cards?
Oh, the Ladies of the Night trading cards?
Yes.
Yes, I had.
Yeah.
We
Constant clicking up and down the street.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That kind of threw me off. I was not expecting that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I had never been told the stories of these cards with naked ladies on them and phone numbers and such. And by the end of it, my cousins had collected hundreds.
Wow.
I think they took all the cards back. I did not. I took pictures of them like spread across the entirety of our bed just to show how many we actually ended up with.
Yeah, it's because each guy gives you like a handful.
Yeah. The ones that weirded me out the most, and feel free to judge, but I saw this picture of this one girl and went, wait a minute, this is not Emma from Vegas. And then I did some Google searching and found it was actually someone else.
Whoa.
That I recognized from rap music videos in the early 2000s.
Are you telling me they lie to you on the Las Vegas Strip? Oh my god.
And then a couple of cards later, I found another one. And so the pictures were of Vita Guerra, and the other one was Keely Hazel. And I thought to myself,
Keely Hazel.
So if, even Matt knows.
Yeah.
If you call that, if I were to call that phone number for the girl who looks like Keely Hazel, what would I actually get?
Probably not.
I would assume nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, would it be someone that looks nothing like that? And then do people just roll with it? Or do they say close enough? Maybe, or do they say, wait a minute, you're not the girl in the picture, and then the pimp comes in and beats you up? I don't know.
I'd say all the above. All plausible.
Yeah, that just scares me.
The idea of it is just frightening.
The whole thing.
Yeah. Getting catfished by a street worker, or whatever the term. Yeah, I'm trying to find it. We're a clean show, and
That's true.
yeah. Anyway, Matt, what's going on with you?
My girlfriend just got back from Iceland.
Ooh.
So that was nice. She went with our friend Sarah, and they climbed some glaciers and looked at some really cool scenery and did a whole bunch of stuff and had a real good time. So, yeah, Iceland. Not my place to go, but she had a great time. So
That's pretty.
And remember,
pun intended,
kids,
pretty cool.
Iceland is green. Greenland is ice. You guys know that?
Just
I
blew
know.
my mind.
I know.
I know.
You have to wear a helmet when I say things like that. I should warn you. Yeah, so they had a good time. They brought back, I just loaded her pictures onto my computer now, so she, I think, has over, 1,700 pictures, so
Wow.
we're going through them. She's a picture taker. But they're all really good. She's really good at it, so lots of scenery shots. Actually, I have one of her ice glacier shots as the background on my computer right now. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Authentic wallpaper.
Definitely authentic wallpaper. They'd be like, where'd you get that? I said, Iceland. I mean, come on, seriously.
Iceland.
No, really. Iceland. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. I was also in Vegas just recently, chilling with Jett. And, no, I wasn't. That's a lie. I was not there.
I wish. That would have been awesome.
I know.
Wouldn't that have been insane?
I know.
The other thing about Vegas, I saw Topanga. She walked by me.
Like from Boy Meets World?
Yes.
No, Danielle Fishel.
Wow.
Yes, she was there. We were at the Tropicana. One of my cousins was in the bathroom and the other one had walked off towards the pool. And I see this girl walk by with another guy in a suit, slick back black hair. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's Topanga, isn't it? And then my cousin from the pool was like, hey, Jett, what's up? And I said, is that Topanga that just walked by? He walks a little forward to see her, comes back, says, yes, that's her.
Oh my god,
And-
dude,
Wow.
that's so wicked.
Oh my god, it's Topanga, and we wanted to go talk to her, but my cousin was in the bathroom still, and we had gotten split up the night before, and things got really weird, so we decided to hold our ground. And he finally comes out, and it's like, dude, we gotta go catch up to Topanga. And he's like, what? Grab his hand, run across the casino trying to find her. She's gone.
Oh,
Oh.
So that was it. And I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe it wasn't Topanga, so I look her up on Twitter, totally Topanga.
oh man.
Whoa.
Staying right by where we were.
You let her
And
get
I was
away.
hoping I know.
Well, you win some, you lose some. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Although it does sort of semi-validate the fact that you may possibly have been able to get Keely Hazel on one of those cards.
Yeah,
If
this is
Topanga's just walking around all willy-nilly, you never know who else is there.
It's true. Anything could happen. You just got to go back. That's the solution.
all right. All three of us should go Vegas vacation.
Vegas, done.
Yep. Tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it.
Little
I'll
short.
see you
No,
there.
yeah, let's do it. Yeah, so, no, I definitely was not in Vegas, unfortunately. Sounds like you guys had a great time, but, yeah, that's pretty much what I was doing. I had a bachelor's week while my girlfriend was in Iceland, so had the guys over, played some video games, and watched some Maple Leaf playoff hockey. Womp womp.
Oh.
Yeah, I brought that up. Sorry, guys.
Are they still in the playoffs or no?
No, they are, but they're on the brink.
Yeah.
As of recording, they are still in the
Yes,
playoffs.
as of recording.
Right.
They lost so close, a real heartbreaker. The last game that I watched. I don't know when this will air, so whenever that game was, they lost a real heartbreaker, but tough to watch, but hopefully they can come back and win 3 in a row. Yay.
Fingers
Totally
crossed.
possible.
It is indeed. Look at, anyways, won't get into hockey talk, but yeah, crossing my fingers, hoping for Toronto.
All right, instead of the hockey talk, let's talk about some games and stuff. Matt,
do
what are
it.
you playing?
So part of my bachelor weekend was I had a couple guys over. My brother was over and one of our friends, and they're really good at Tiger Woods golf. And I played it one a long, long time ago, but I've never played the new one, 14. And it's awesome. I really like it. It's fun. Have you guys ever played it?
I've played
No.
demos a couple of years ago, and I had the original iPhone version. It's very good.
Yeah, it's fun. So I have to kind of qualify by saying it's fun if you have a lot of beer going along with it. Because I don't think I could soberly sit down and play an entire 18 holes of golf. But when you've got people there and you're competing against them and everybody's trying to do really well, it's pretty fun. I had a good time playing it. The controls are really easy to get a hold of, and the graphics are phenomenal. It's a good time. Nice. Definitely something you'd want to play in a group, though. I couldn't see myself sitting down and playing a career mode or something in it. But my brother did. He kind of liked it. But yeah, definitely a group game.
Those are very solid titles. I've heard rumblings that EA is trying to get Tiger Woods off of the name of the game.
I think
really?
They are, because I think they said they weren't going to make the next one. Like they were taking a break of it. And possibly that means that they're removing him and making some other sort of franchise.
Golf Jam 2014.
Oh, and Tiger Woods is so overpowered. Like the first,
is he really?
Oh yeah, totally.
He's the Mike Tyson of the game.
Essentially, yeah. Like I started to play and I didn't know the kind of controls or whatever, so they said, "Well, you be Tiger Woods." I said, "What's that going to do?" They're like, "Oh, no, he's way too powerful." They're like, "If you don't know the game, he'll help you out a lot." So then I got the controls about maybe 5 holes in, and I was killing everybody. I was driving 300 yards. I was putting, through trees. Didn't even matter. It was amazing. Yeah, he's totally way OP in that game. But so then after I learned the controls, they told me I couldn't be Tiger Woods anymore. So I had to pick somebody else. Then I picked another guy who apparently is not alive anymore. So I went from one extreme to the other. Because they have legends in the game, that's why. So I picked a guy that was in a Scottish outfit, and I was like, "Oh, this guy dresses real cool." And then they were like, "Yeah, he's been dead for like 35 years." I said, "Oh, well, there you go." It explains his outfit.
My favorite golf game is still Mario Golf on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, that's a solid game.
I love the courses, and I guess weirdly, the simulation of it. I found that the GameCube game got too arcadey, and was like, I want the pure golf of Mario Mario Golf on the Nintendo 64. Which is a weird, backwards kind of thing to say, because Mario sports and simulation don't really go together, but...
Yeah, but Mario kind of just ventured into all territories at some point, and now he just doesn't look back.
Yes. Mario Golf is still my favorite, but Tiger Woods, at least from the ones I played of late, are also quality titles.
Yeah, I think I'd have to say my favorite golf game was probably Hot Shots Open Tee on the PSP.
Okay.
I played it a lot when I was on the road, and it was really fun. And the controls were good. Everything was really good. It was a great sort of portable golf experience. I also like the Hot Shots franchise. It's a good game.
I'm pretty sure Hot Shots and Mario Golf are made by the same guys.
Yeah, it's all Camelot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I liked Hot Shots Golf something or other. I don't know which one, but any of the arcade ones, that's my cup of tea. Like I don't think I could do the sim. I need arcade.
Yeah, for sure.
And then if there's a mini golf mode, all the better.
Oh, mini golf mode, so awesome. Super Monkey Ball had a great mini golf mode.
Yeah, it did. It was really surprising, actually. I played that more than the regular game.
Yes.
I think mini golf is the reason why I liked Mario Golf on the 64. It's because it was so fun. Even though it can get caught in corners, and that was kind of lame. But other than that, it was great.
Someone keep tabs on Super Monkey Ball for the topic of the week, but we'll get to that eventually. Anything else, Matt?
No, that's kind of all I was doing. I did a lot of relaxing, and yeah, not bad.
Jason, what do you got going on?
This week I actually played some games, so it's pretty good. And for starters, I finally beat Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney on the DS. Mm-hmm. All 5 cases done. And I was impressed. Like, it wasn't the greatest experience ever, but it was definitely fun, and I want to play the rest. So I guess what else could a game want, you know? You want to play the rest, so they did good.
Yes.
So, pretty cool. Pretty excited for that. And then I officially deleted the game off of my iPhone because I no longer need it. So, freed up some space.
Great. Of the 3 Phoenix Wright games, The first one is probably the most memorable, and I would say that fifth and final case, which is actually, they added that just for the DS version.
Yeah, DS exclusive.
DS exclusive,
definitely.
because these were all otherwise Game Boy Advance ports.
Mm-hmm.
That case is probably the best case of the first three.
Yeah, I like it, and I think it's definitely the best case on this game, and it's probably because they made it for the DS, they could do more, like, with the investigation, it was a bit more interactive and fun, but also, like, the writing is pretty good, and they had a lot of go-between, and that was really funny too, between Phoenix and Miles and all that, and it felt good, it felt fresh, even though it was kind of off-kilter from the other four, but still really fun, and I agree, it was the best one.
Yeah, so the series kind of goes a little bit downhill from there, only because they were made for the Game Boy Advance, and the writing's still great and enjoyable. Though you might want to keep your eyes out on, I think there's an HD version of the first three games coming out for iOS.
Yeah, there is. I think they're releasing all of them, so I might just do that, because it's hard to find the other ones. So, well, anyways, beyond that, I guess kind of like HD versions. I bought a while ago, but I didn't play it till now. I played the Sega Classics Collection, which is a PS2 port of a whole bunch of old Sega games. And I think I was talking to JJ about it, but the game was on my radar for a while because I like compilation discs. But it's interesting that all the games included are 3D remakes of said games. So instead of getting like Space Harrier, you get like 3D Space Harrier, and it's all redone with different music and graphics.
Weird.
And they're all ports of previously, I believe, Japanese-only exclusives. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So the only reason I bought it, after I knew that, the reason I bought it was because there's an updated, quote-unquote updated, version of Golden Axe. So I played that, and Laura and I played it, and we beat it, and it was terrible. They just made the game lose all things that were good about it. The only benefit was they added, like, I think 2 levels, and I guess that's cool. But they took away so many things that were good about the game, so I was disappointed. It just made me want to play the original game again.
That kind of sucks. Sorry to hear that.
I know. Anyways, so to get the taste out of my mouth, I downloaded for the 3DS Crimson Shroud because it was on sale. It's the D&D Dungeons and Dragons inspired role playing game, and that's pretty cool. Have you guys heard of the game before or no?
No.
No, it's I think it's by level 5, and they did Professor Layton and some other games, but it's a role playing game, and the creators wholeheartedly took the idea of tabletop gaming and made it into a video game. So your characters are literally figurines that you would collect to play like D&D with, and you fight other figurine characters. Everything is governed by dice rolls, and there's no spoken like dialogue go-between. It's just all text, and it's kind of presented to you like you're playing at a table with the dungeon master in front of you.
Wow.
It's pretty unique. I thought it was pretty cool. I've only played for like an hour for right now, but I'm definitely intrigued.
Wow, that's cool.
So yeah, if you want the D&D experience, I'd recommend it. And I believe it's on sale. It's usually $8, so now it's $5. So not a big sale, but hey, money is money.
Magic price.
And yeah, it's a good deal. I'm excited to play the rest.
I've never played a Dungeons and Dragons game before.
What?
Yeah.
Jett.
No.
You mean like tabletop game or video game?
Tabletop. Or either.
No.
Either. I've watched the Dungeons and Dragons movie starring, I think it was Marlon Wayans was in that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible.
That's not a Dungeons and Dragons movie. The Lord of the Rings is more of a D&D movie.
Yeah.
Have you played before, Matt, at all, or no?
You know what? I haven't either. I'm in the same boat as Jett. I did watch
Guys are
Marlon
missing
Wayans
out.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
So I know that like qualifies me less, or
No, I don't know. It's a totally different experience playing with dice and I don't know, around a group. I mean, it's a big social thing, so it's kind of like social games, I guess, but it's totally different. I mean, I could never justify putting them in the same category because they're very, very different.
Yeah.
But it's so fun, and if you get a group of people together that really want to play and really have fun with it, yeah, there's not many better ways that a nerd could spend a night. So I definitely recommend playing at least once. And you don't have to know anything about the game to play. You can just sit down and just have fun with it, and it'll be fine.
Nice.
Yes, highly recommend.
I was actually just listening to a podcast driving back in from howstuffworks.com, and they have an episode, How Dungeons and Dragons Works.
Nice.
So I was actually in the process of getting educated on the game before starting the show.
Yeah, it's crazy hard, like to create if you're a DM. But if you do it and I mean you have fun with it, like I have some of my best memories of any sort of game, tabletop, board game, or video game, definitely with D&D. So, and it's cool. The experiences that literally only you will have with your group.
Yeah.
No one else will. I mean, like you could play Gears of War and everyone plays it, so you share that experience. But only me and my group of friends like went into that monastery and killed that vampire, and that's pretty cool. That's a neat feeling. But anyways, that's all I really got for this week. So,
all right, I guess it's my turn to talk about some games I've been playing. Still playing Injustice: Gods Among Us. It's
nice.
Still really fun. I've been playing mostly as Batman still. Doing okay in online. Some big news for that game. Besides the fact that Lobo is out now and Batgirl has been confirmed, there's a gameplay trailer of her, and she looks amazing. Can't wait to pick that up.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Injustice actually got picked up as part of the official EVO lineup of games.
That's
So
cool. That's cool.
it is going to be
It's official.
featured on the biggest fighting game tournament in the world.
I think, and you know what? I think it's justified too. I think it's a great game.
Yes. Have you played any of it since it came out, Matt?
I have played a tiny bit of it. Yeah, I haven't really got to play as much as I wanted to. But,
Okay.
And again, I'm not really a fighting game kind of guy, but it's really good. I like it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it definitely has a broader appeal than most fighting games, partially because of the DC license and partially because the learning curve is a bit lower.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've been playing a lot with Aaron, and he doesn't take the fighting games as seriously as I do, but we definitely have fun playing, and the fights can be pretty even. The other night we were actually in training mode, and he's practicing up on Aquaman, so we just spent 2 hours in online training mode, just figuring out combos and talking strategy and stuff. It was really neat.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, I think another one of the sort of draws about it is the fact that it's fun to like not only play, but it's fun to watch as well. Just there's so much going on and so many things happening. It makes it a really good spectator game too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I think it's a great choice for Evo.
I've been watching a few of the major fighting game tournaments that have happened of late, including Toryukin, which just happened in Toronto, and Injustice is really entertaining to watch when those guys are doing the super huge combos and comboing into throwing cars into people and all of that type of stuff.
Exactly.
Awesome.
It's cool.
And it's all really well balanced. So I know a lot of people going into this thought that, well, the stage hazards are going to be a problem and they're going to have to ban them in fighting game tournaments. No, they all work fine. I mean, they
Nice.
are unblockable, but they're all also avoidable or preventable.
Yep.
So it actually just adds another layer of strategy rather than take strategy away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that has to be intentional. Like when they made the game, they had to have that in mind in order to make it that way.
Mm-hmm. So I will be playing a lot more of that in the foreseeable future, and hopefully we can get some split kick nights going. We had a couple, at least one the other night, and I brought in a couple of my friends, and Aaron had a bunch of other people in as well. It was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
I also played some Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Oh my God,
Ooh.
what'd you think?
So I don't know if I'm the best person to judge because I have not played Far Cry 3 yet. And
Damn
I've
you.
only played about 30 minutes of Blood Dragon, but I really like what I play so far. It
Okay.
reminds me a lot of Captain Power.
Oh, really?
Yes. I don't know
What
if...
is Captain Power?
Oh, man. Captain Power was the bomb. So, back in the 1980s, there was this franchise called Captain Power. And I don't remember if it was a TV show or not, but there was a game that was played through VHS.
No, it was a TV show.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Captain
I remember-
Power and the Soldiers of the Future.
Yes. And there was a VHS game where you shot at the screen. You had like a gun that was like shaped like a ship.
Yep.
Yes. So that Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon reminds me of that a lot, with the cheesy 80s dialogue in the future and a lot of the hokey stuff that I vaguely remember from Captain Power just being there. Like if
I
you ask
totally
my
forgot about Captain Power.
if you ask my 5-year-old self what video games would be like in the future, I would have just said basically Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I love
Nice.
the cutscenes, which are just pixelated very rudimentary animations, kind of like cutscenes on a Super Nintendo game, and everything's still fully acted, and the dialogue is hilarious.
That's awesome.
And it doesn't take itself seriously at all, so it is
cool.
just funny all the way around. And the mechanics are rock solid. I can't compare it to Far Cry 3, but it played really well, and the stealth parts versus the action parts worked.
Yeah, Far Cry 3 was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the opposite of you exactly. Like, I beat Far Cry 3 and I haven't touched Blood Dragon, so speaking to everything about Far Cry 3, it's a great playing game, so I can only imagine this was just as good.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea that Ubisoft just essentially made a total conversion mod for Far Cry 3 and put out something completely different.
Yeah.
I would love to see more franchises do something like that. Just go nuts.
And you don't even need the original Far Cry 3 to play it. It's a standalone download.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good too.
So I'm looking forward to playing more of that. I've been using it as a palate cleanser for Bosscast Topic of the Week, disappointing sequels, and I've been playing Dead Island Riptide for review. Grumble, grumble, grumble. But I did ask for it, though.
You didn't like it?
So, I know that that Dead Island, the original one, does not have the best reputation. A lot of people are dismissive of it. I actually liked that game quite a bit. I thought that Elder Scrolls with zombies in it was a great fit, and when I was in the zone, I felt like a dude stuck on an island with a bunch of zombies, and I just need to get out.
Okay.
And the fighting was pretty interesting, and how I loved how one or two zombies could take you out, so you have to be very careful in your movements and your swings, and weapons could be upgraded, but they could also break, so there's kind of some give and take there.
Right.
But it had some problems. I would say that the story is really bad, and it got repetitive. So they could have fixed the repetitive part by making the game shorter, but I could kind of see why they wanted to make it a longer experience. But okay, fine. Going into the next game, add some more variety to it, and clean up the writing. And the moment you step into Dead Island Riptide, the writing is equally bad, and it actually plays a bit worse, at least for the first 25% of that game. So, I mean, some of my big problems with it that make it worse than the first game are a lot of technical issues. I've run into issues where zombies have walked through walls, or I've hit a zombie into a wall, and then all of a sudden their arm is stuck through the wall and they can't attack me anymore. There are some weird zombie behaviors where I've seen a group of zombies jump 15 feet into the air to grab onto a rooftop ledge and then continue running at me. But you could tell they weren't supposed to jump that high. They just kind of glitched upwards and then ran at me. And probably the thing that bothers me the most are the random spawning zombies. So the game has a really bad habit of, when you walk into an area that triggers zombies, turn around immediately, because odds are a zombie has spawned right behind you and is going to grab you.
Really?
Yes. I don't remember that being a problem at all in the last game, but it happens all the time here. And it's just super annoying. There was one particular instance from the last time I played where I walked into this very small room, and as the moment I walked in, some creepy music kicked in, and I was right up against the corner, and I surveyed the room, there's no one in there, and then all of a sudden a zombie jumps out from behind and grabs me. And the only place it could have spawned was from right where I was standing. And then there
kind of takes you away from the experience when you know that's going to happen.
Yes, there are weird spots where zombies will run at you, but if you cross this imaginary line, they'll just stop and walk away. There's one spot in the village of Halai where I saw these three zombies run across this rooftop, come down, and I fought them. And then when I looked back up, three almost exactly looking the same zombies started running from that same rooftop again because they had just respawned from that roof.
Just bad development, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's really sloppy in spots. And it's really disappointing because the roadmap is there. They have the foundation for what could be a really great game. And instead, it's, at this point, worse. It's starting to get better, but even at its best, it's only as good as the last Dead Island and nothing more.
Yeah, so if you didn't like that one, you're not going to like this one.
No. And the
No,
changes,
not a good thing for a sequel.
the changes they make are so minimal in scope, and they don't really impact the gameplay at all. Like, you get a jump attack move, where if you're on a higher ledge than a zombie, you can just jump at it and knock it down. But that's not useful when there's a bunch of zombies crowding under you, because they'll just hit you as you recover. There's one major new mission type where zombies will rush your fort, and it's up to you to just kill a whole bunch of them. But there's also a fail state in there too, where if the other people you're with take too much damage, one of them will die, and then the mission is over.
Lame.
So that sucks. And I've had issues with the game not spawning me where I need it to. Like, for instance, I had this one mission where I had to walk to the other side of the map, and I was almost to my objective, and I died, and then I respawned back where I started on the other side of the world.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's stuff like that that just drives me nuts. And I really wish that this was better than it ended up being, but it's not. So, at least not from what I've played. I've still got a good 60% of the way to go, according to the game, which says I'm almost 40% through the main quest, so, I mean, anything can happen. Fingers crossed. I hope it becomes the best game ever after this.
I'm sorry, but my hopes aren't high for you.
Yeah, I'm a bit obligated to play it because I did get it in for review, so, I mean, I will be chipping away at it until it's done, and then can move on. But hopefully it gets better.
As is the life of a game reviewer.
Man, so, I mean, while we are on the subject of disappointing sequels, that one has been a thorn in my side for the last little bit. Any other disappointing sequels you guys want to throw out there for the purposes of this conversation?
I think we've got an argument on our hands for some of these.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's start with this first one on the list. Final Fantasy VIII. Matt versus Jason. Go!
Oh, where do we start? So, I liked Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII was actually my first foray into Final Fantasies ever. That's where I started. And then I went in and played all the rest of them. But Final Fantasy VIII is where I started. Took a week off of, I think it was school at the time. And I was sick or something. Played the entire game in 1 week. It was fantastic. I loved it. And then I played a bunch of the other ones, but it always kind of held a special sort of place in my Final Fantasy part of my heart. So, that being said, I am a huge fan of Final Fantasy VII, but I know that a lot of people don't like Final Fantasy VIII, and I have to disagree with it. But anyways, Jason.
Oddly similar story. I started on 9, and it has a special place in my heart, and I went back and played the others, and I always felt that 8 was an oddball, because it wasn't really like a fantasy to me, because when I think of the Final Fantasy series and that word, I think of, like swords and dragons and magic and stuff. Yeah, exactly. And 8 took a different approach, which is commendable, and I'm okay with that, but it just wasn't my type of game. And beyond that, I thought that because I haven't played it that much either. I only played the first 2 discs. I thought that the draw system for how you get like the magic was just lame.
Yeah. Basically,
I didn't like that, and I didn't like the idea that you could miss getting something just because you were in this intense fight and you thought like, oh, I better waste my turn and draw some magic out of this boss.
Well,
like I thought that was kind of silly.
You could miss a steal though in Final Fantasy VII.
That's true, but like I didn't feel that was as detrimental, and I think they went kind of. And this is just kind of the whole series. They went kind of summon crazy with 8, and I think 8 they're Guardian Forces, GFs or whatever. But yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like how you like bonded with them to change your stats, and I didn't like how the game scaled with you, like the enemies. It was things that I personally don't like in my RPGs, and they were all in 8. And like I said, it's fine for Square to try something new. And it is a good game. It's just not my favorite game. So I thought it was definitely disappointing, especially because I love 9 and I thought 7 was good too. Yeah. So it's just kind of this weird mar in my mind on the series.
See, I think what you don't like about it is kind of what I did like about it. The fact that it was, and again, as I said, I hadn't played any other Final Fantasies prior to that. But the sort of, it kind of was less of a fantasy and more of like a teenage soap opera. For lack of a better way to put it. And again, as I said, like I didn't really have any experience with it, so I wasn't really familiar with sort of the storylines of the other ones. And I don't know, it was fun. It was kind of a storyline that I enjoyed playing through just simply because of that. I guess being a teenager at the time sort of related to me a bit, but yeah, I don't know. And I think it was sort of the first game as well that I played that was so long, and there's so many things to do, and so many things to find, and so many bosses. And then you had the undefeatable bosses, like Omega Weapon and all those ones.
Right.
Man, it literally just sapped an entire week out of my life. It was awesome though. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's more of just a sentimental reason that I hang on to it, though. But definitely, I have a really extreme like for pretty much every other Final Fantasy game except for 10. I didn't like 10 that much, or anything past 10.
You didn't like 10?
Well, 10 I think was the last one that I would even give time to. After 10, I was done.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed the what was the sort of water polo game called in it?
Blitzball?
Blitzball. Yeah. I don't know. It just, the whole thing was just kind of weird to me.
Yeah. I actually agree. I think 10 was strange. It was a weird like mixing of, I don't know, ideas, and it was just like, it's okay, but it was fun. But yeah, I liked it more than 8. I'll give it that much.
Damn you.
Well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I wouldn't call 8 bad. I'd just say it wasn't for me. It's kind of like, I'm sure Jett will have something to say on this too, with Super Mario Brothers 2. Like, it wasn't bad, it just wasn't that great.
Whoa. Did you just say Super Mario 2 was not that great?
Super Mario 2 was really not that great.
It was not that great of a Mario game.
It wasn't even a Mario game. It was a Japanese game that they ripped off.
Donkey Donkey Panic with the Super Mario reskin was a great game in its own right.
Right.
I suppose, but I don't know where it's going to fit in the pantheon of Mario games.
Funny, I never saw Peach float after that. It's weird.
Yeah. Not even like Smash. Barely even there.
Luigi did jump higher, though, after almost every Mario game.
Did he really? I guess he did, yeah.
He does jump higher in other Mario games after that.
And I think in other games you can actually duck for a while and then jump higher too.
Yeah.
I know at least in 3D Land you can do that.
Yeah.
But beyond that, lame.
Birdos everywhere.
Yeah, Birdos. All those times that they reappeared in the Mario franchise.
I think that we could, I would be okay in a world where there was no Birdo.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's okay. I got Yoshi. He's cool. What else you got, Jett? Come on.
Peter's gonna hate. Oh my goodness. I threw this one on as a last-minute thing. I don't know if you guys saw. I wrote this down. Every WWF/WWE game after No Mercy on the Nintendo 64.
Oh, God.
Wait, was NWO versus WCW before or after that?
Before
that was
okay.
Prior,
okay, we're good. I agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah. No, totally agree with that.
All the Nintendo 64 wrestling games made by Aki were great. And then at a certain point, Ukes, who were making the SmackDown games, got total control of the franchise, and it just fell off a cliff.
Totally. I fully agree with that statement.
And it kind of, the ironic thing is that THQ goes out of business, 2K picks up the WWE license, and who gets to develop the next one? Ukes.
Go figure.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the funny thing about the N64 wrestling games, I think I spent more time creating my characters than I actually did wrestling.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's so many things to tweak. That's what you have to do.
And they gave you something like 15 or 20 creative character slots, and then once that was full, you just delete them all and start again.
Exactly.
It's great.
That's why the game was so fun. I mean, if you actually did play the game, it was actually so cool. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, it didn't really feel entirely like a wrestling game because, I don't know. In wrestling, they do like grapples and throws, and they hit each other a few times, and it's over. Mm-hmm. But in this game, we're like jumping off the turnbuckles every left and right. I think someone would take like 6 Stone Cold Stunners in a row.
Yeah,
it was so fun.
Easy to do the finishing moves too, just as
yeah, exactly. It was so good, and then it just kind of went to hell. So too bad.
Damn.
We could bring up BioShock 2. We already had a whole show about how bad that was.
Yeah, that one was not as good as BioShock 1, and BioShock Infinite is the true successor. Moving on.
Yes.
What else do we got on this list?
I love that. That's it. We're done.
Yeah, that's all we need for
BioShock.
Yeah. Refer to episode 11 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Biovania.
Yeah. Mega Man 5 onward, I guess it kind of started to fall off at 4, but yeah, 5 I would say is really starting to get messy there. I thought they did do a great job of rebooting it with Mega Man X, but then it also fell off even faster after that point.
Yeah. I'd say 1, 2, 3. Well, okay, 1, and then 2 and 3 were great sequels. 4 was okay, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, and maybe 10 were just blah. Yeah, and then X was great. X2 was okay, and then X3, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this.
And then they made 4 more of those.
Yeah, exactly. And then God knows any of the other quote-unquote Mega Man games that they made. Oh, just awful. Like, it's sad to see the Blue Bomber go down so hard. Hopefully he gets back up, even though Keiji Inafune is no longer with Capcom, so I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Were there any other Mega Man games you guys disagreed on?
Well, I mean, 3 is superior to 2 in every possible way.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Oh my god, Jett.
I think this is not related to the Bosscast topic of the week because they're both great games, but 2 is better. So
You're right, it's not related.
let's
We're just
try
going
and
to drop
keep
it right now.
Let's try and keep this on track.
So we
Civilized
actually, it does
contract.
relate because you could say that 2 is a better sequel to 1 and 3 is a better sequel to 2. There you go.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. No, that's a perfect statement. Let's move on from
Dude, I
there.
agree.
Because by that way, Matt implies that 3 is better than 2, so we'll move on.
What did I get myself into? Damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, all bickering aside, they're both great. But what about Perfect Dark Zero? It was trash.
I never played it. I can't
It's for the
speak.
Good.
best. I remember talking about it on the show. I bought that game for $2 and still felt ripped
Yeah.
off.
Me too. Felt the exact same way.
Man, the original Perfect Dark was so great. Arguably better than GoldenEye. I would say better than GoldenEye.
Easily better than GoldenEye.
Ooh,
Oh my
wow.
lord.
Huh.
Yeah. Every sense of the word, that is a better game. The only way I think anyone could ever argue that GoldenEye is better is if they like James Bond. That's the
Yeah, I
only
guess
way.
that's true. Yeah.
But man, Perfect Dark for the 64. I was saying before the show, I always include it in like my favorite games of all time. It is always in there.
Okay, I have to ask then, having never played Perfect Dark Zero, did it have the same sort of multiplayer going on as GoldenEye?
Yes,
Perfect
but
Dark.
better.
Perfect Dark or Perfect Dark Zero?
Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark. Yeah, Jett, you can go ahead.
So it did have the same type of multiplayer, but it had way more modes, more levels. Some of the old GoldenEye levels came back, and then it had bots.
Yeah, bots
you
were the
could-
big deal.
You could have, I believe, up to 4 players playing at the same time with 8 simultaneous bots,
Yeah,
and there were 12 different like AI types that you could choose from for each bot.
Wow.
So you could have the easy bot, the medium bot, the hard bot, the revenge bot that if you killed it, it would just relentlessly hunt you down and
Yep.
kill you until someone else killed it. And there were a whole bunch of different behaviors. The turtle bot that was constantly hiding or camping. And
Yep. There's ones that would always have shields. You can get ones that would like always go for the heavy weapons first. It was so fun.
That's pretty cool.
And I mean, like GoldenEye's multiplayer is great. No, definitely no doubt about that. But with Perfect Dark, they had so much more time to develop that, and it shows in like every possible way. Like even the guns, a lot of them are developed in sole purpose. It has to be for multiplayer. Like the laptop gun and the sentry mode. Oh man, like that just changed everything because you could throw the gun and it would mount to a wall, and then it would just be a turret. So like you could just sabotage a door. And then there were remote controlled rockets. And one of the greatest moments in my gaming life is playing with my friend at like 3 a.m. and we set every weapon to be the Slayer, which is the remote controlled rocket. And you would just see rockets like turn corners and just fly around into everything. Oh my god, it was frightening. It was so fun. And it was easily a better game than GoldenEye. And then Perfect Dark just crapped all over that. Perfect Dark Zero.
Perfect Dark Zero.
if you guys have not experienced the magic of Perfect Dark, it is available on Xbox Live, and that is a pretty solid port. When that came
Definitely,
out, I played through it and beat it. I think, not necessarily in one sitting, but in a matter of days, and loved it.
Yeah, I think it was actually when I got my 360, the second, if not first game I downloaded beyond Shadow Complex. Yeah, so it was definitely a good investment.
I see there's
Oh, go on.
Oh, no, I was going to move on. If you want to keep talking about Perfect Dark, go for it.
Nope. I could, but I was going to move on too.
Okay. I see there's a monster one on here. I can't speak for it at all because I haven't played any of these games in this series, but I'm going to throw it out there. Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah. Sadness. I can't speak heavily for it because I'm not the craziest fan, but I know the controversy behind it was pretty bad, and people didn't like it.
Yeah.
So, have you guys played the game or no?
No.
No, I played briefly, but I had a friend who was really into the series, and I know that was one of the big things for him was he hated number 2. Vocally, like he hated it. It was terrible.
Yeah. I can't speak anymore because I've not played all of it, but I think it was just the fact that you didn't get to play as Snake, which made a lot of people upset.
It's the ultimate troll in any
is.
video game ever.
Sadness.
Yeah, the audacity of Kojima to do something as crazy as that. Awesome. Just as an outsider looking in, I think it is totally rad that he did that.
Yeah. I mean, he probably did it knowing full and well what would happen, and I have to say, he probably made the right choice, because look at what it's done. Now, its notoriety is so high for that game now.
Yeah.
So, well. Every NHL game past NHL 94.
That's a Canadian thing.
That's got to be a Canadian thing.
NHL 93 was probably the peak. NHL 94 was pretty close. Yeah,
we're talking like Genesis, Super Nintendo time?
Yeah, Sega Genesis, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Genesis was the most I guess, well, NHL 94, at the time, people said the sports games were better on the Sega Genesis than the Super Nintendo. I've played a lot of both NHL 94 on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. I personally prefer the Super Nintendo one, but the Sega Genesis one is also great.
Yeah, I remember you used to play that in daycare. It's great.
You had a sweet daycare playing if you got to play NHL 94.
Well, it was a buddy that brought it in. So one of the kids had one, and his mom was the owner of the daycare.
Oh, okay.
So he'd always bring it in, and then everybody would fight over who got to play. That was my introduction to NHL.
So, what makes 95 onward bad?
They were just not as fun as 94. They also, I guess, the biggest innovation, in my opinion, in the NHL games is the one-timer, which was introduced in NHL 94, and then everything else has just not been as big. They introduced the Spinorama in 96, or the Spinaroonie, but that was kind of broken. You just see this guy wildly spin around. And
the whole rink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of pretty much all of the NHL games. I get them every year, but I would say that it's more of a nostalgic thing for me. I really enjoyed the Sega Genesis iterations of them, and I mean, I like them. I play them all the time, all the new ones, but definitely I think more of a sentimental thing for me.
I'm sure I'm sentimental on this one, but have you guys played the Phantasy Star Online games or Universe?
I haven't. I've heard good things though.
Okay, so then this is definitely my one-timer. I played Phantasy Star Online frequently, surprisingly offline, but I played it for hundreds of hours and was so thrilled that they were going to make episode 3 for the GameCube was an exclusive. And then it ended up being a card battling game. And while it wasn't really bad, it was just nowhere near what I wanted. So I was like, wow, this isn't really a sequel. And I guess it was called episode 3, so it wasn't really a sequel. But then they actually did a sequel, and it was Phantasy Star Universe, and it was PS2 and 360 and PC. And man, they just didn't do anything with it. They just, again, crapped all over the franchise. It was just nothing good about it, and totally upsetting. It could have been such a good online console MMO experience, but they just made it this bland hack and slash RPG with boring characters, uninspired visuals, and it was just sad. I remember paying $50 for it and again, instantly feeling ripped off. So, but now they are making Phantasy Star Online 2, and it's out apparently, and it's supposed to be good, so hopefully I can still get rectification.
That's in Japan right now only, right? On PC?
Right. But I believe it is coming to North America. Hopefully, dear God.
I'll only play it if I could play it with the giant GameCube keyboard controller.
The keyboard? I don't know. I think it's PC only, so I'm assuming you'd have at least one keyboard, but maybe they'll put in some functionality for that, so you can get 2 games worth out of it.
I remember seeing that GameCube keyboard controller in a clearance bin for dirt cheap years ago, thinking, man, this is the dumbest thing ever, and just passing on it. Now I just kind of wish I had that just to say I had it.
Yeah,
just one of the most ridiculous controllers of all time. If you guys think the Wii U controller is big, wait till you see this.
Yeah, exactly. I remember I didn't know about it, and Jett brought it up on the show, and I thought it was fake.
Oof. getting out all of the venom, the vitriol from deep inside our souls of just years and years of disappointing sequels.
Yes.
Here's one that Jason wrote down, I think. Any Mortal Kombat past 2?
Yeah, I wrote that. All disappointments. Whatever year that was, 93, 94, everything beyond that was pretty much disappointing. Even to an extent, the newest one.
Oh, no.
To an extent.
Oh, no,
it
you
wasn't.
did.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, and it was probably the best one I played since 2, but no, not the same.
I think MK9 is the best one.
Really?
Yes. I think...
How can you say that?
I don't think it has the nostalgia going for it, but I think it is
Yeah.
the most solid fighting game of all of those, hands down.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's more solid than 2, but 2 was so... It encapsulated everything that Mortal Kombat was about.
This is true.
And I felt that every other game beyond that lost it, and then the thing I like about 9 was that it brought it back. It made Mortal Kombat feel like Mortal Kombat, but it wasn't that it was so far gone, it was just that, like you said, the nostalgia wasn't quite there. Maybe when it gets older, it'll grow on me more, but yeah, I still think 2 is the best and every other game is just subpar.
Oof.
Nobody likes
Especially, I really disliked 3 and then all of its iterations, and I really disliked all the PS2 ones, like Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. And surprisingly, I never played DC Universe, but I'm sure it's not that great either.
Oh, MK versus DC?
Yeah.
I remember Aaron liking that one a lot. He's brought that up since we've been playing Injustice, and he really enjoyed that game.
Yeah. No, I really want to play it. It looks solid, but it again doesn't look like it's going to be as good as 2, and that's sad. I mean, 2 is so fun. I'll still play it every now and then on PlayStation Network because it's still on there for $5. Oh man, nostalgia all the way. Totally good.
There's a Mortal Kombat collection on Xbox Live.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. There is.
I bought that when it first came out, and it was super buggy, and it sucked. So I don't know if they fixed it since. And
I think I have it on Xbox. I remember my brother and I playing online. I thought it was okay, and that was a few months ago. So maybe.
Mortal Kombat 1 does not hold up at all.
No, it's too slow. It's too slow, and then Goro's kind of a B. But you can beat him.
I'm very curious to see where Mortal Kombat goes from here. Just because of the way they wrote that story, where it kind of reboots 1 to 3,
Everything.
and then spoilers, it kind of alludes to the fact that they're going to reboot from Mortal Kombat 4 onward, but everything from Mortal Kombat 4 onward sucks.
It does. We should have asked faked Ed Boon when he was here.
Oh, that would have been a great idea.
Oh, man.
We'll have to get him back.
Yeah, we'll have to find him.
Anyways, I don't want to linger too much on MK, but someone put down Super Mario Sunshine?
I hate that game.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I just, as a follow-up for Super Mario 64, I was really disappointed in primarily how difficult it was. I felt it was needlessly difficult and cheap in a lot of places. And then I didn't find the water mechanic all that interesting. No.
I do kind of forget we're talking about sequels, but yeah, I guess it is a follow-up to 64, and it was kind of lame in that sense.
Yes.
Matt, did you play Sunshine?
No, I never played it.
Oh. It's okay. It looked really nice.
It did. I will give it that. But then it also had camera problems in 2.
Yeah, it did. Which is surprising from a Nintendo game. Really surprising. I'm assuming Jett also put Majora's Mask.
Yes. To be fair, I've only played it for about 3 hours, but I was mostly confused and did not like the tone and where it was going after playing Ocarina of Time.
Wait, what do you mean you didn't like the tone?
Just it was a lot more dark and brooding and, oh my god, the whole world's gonna blow up in 3 hours, you better do this thing. And I was, what? I was really confused at the time. And just said, yeah, I'm done with this.
Interesting. See, I think the dark tone is what makes it, I don't know, stand out. It's really good in my mind. I don't know, again, as a follow-up to Ocarina of Time, I would say Ocarina of Time is better, but this is still really good, and I don't think I'd include it on the list.
Okay.
But no, it's cool, though. I totally understand. I hope they remake it. I hope that 3D version comes out, because that would be pretty sweet.
And I would love to give that game a second shot.
Deservingly so.
All right, we're winding...
And then... Oh, go on.
Yeah, we're winding down. Getting towards the end of our list here. I mean, these aren't really major ones. We can skip to Blob 2. I was disappointed. So we'll save this one for the last. 3D Sonic games.
Ugh.
No good.
No. And that's it. That's the shit. No.
Credits.
I don't know if you have to explain what makes 3D Sonic games so bad, because it's just kind of accepted that most of them suck.
Yeah.
I think they've gotten better of late.
Yeah, I liked Colors. That was okay. That was 2009 or something like that. Sonic Colors was fine. And then, is there a new one now?
Generations?
Yeah, Generations. That was okay. Again, not bad, but not great.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I like the sort of core concept that the Sonic games had when they were, when they first came out, the 2D sort of speed and all that stuff. That's kind of what its niche was, and then they started trying to be things that they weren't.
Yeah, it's true. I don't understand how Sega gets it wrong so often. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
What are they thinking?
Have you guys played Sonic Dash on iOS?
No.
Actually, I downloaded that this week.
Okay. I downloaded that a while ago.
Okay.
I have not played it yet, but it's Sonic reimagined as an endless runner.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I would still include it in the bad sequel department too. So
yeah,
I just don't understand. Like I think it was Jett that was thinking maybe even Sonic 3 would be not the greatest sequel, but I think 3 and Sonic & Knuckles are still great. And then Sonic CD is good. But yeah, everything else, like, I can't explain it. It's like an anomaly for how Sega just decided they were just not going to make good games anymore. It's so weird. And like in concept, it should make sense. Sonic racing games should make sense, but they're just not good. I guess Sonic, the new one, Racing Transformed or whatever,
yes,
makes sense. But now Sonic's in like a car. Like, what's up? Where's Sonic R2?
Yeah, not having a real Sonic game on the Sega Saturn really killed that system.
Exactly. But I have Sonic 3D Blast. Oh, wait. It's like 3 years old already. Yeah, it did. And then, not even Adventure were that great. Adventure and Adventure 2 were okay. Again, just not good sequels. Oh well. I'm still kind of heated about Mega Man 2.
There's nothing to be heated about. It's an amazing game and the best in the franchise. And on that note... Jason, what do you got going on?
Mega Man 3 is the best. Anyways, I finished Phoenix Wright, so that should be going up on Split Kick, hopefully by the time you guys hear this.
Ooh.
And I finished my article about Mario and Donkey Kong's feud over the decades, so that's over on Slit Gaming. And I believe it's 65 games finished up with games that feature Mario and Donkey Kong going against one another.
Wow.
So you can go there and find all 65 games in one location. And yeah, that's what I got going on.
That's pretty epic. How long did it take you to write that piece?
Extremely long. I would say of days I worked, probably like 4 evenings, so maybe after research, like 18 hours. It was a long time.
Oh my goodness.
For one piece. I think I got the word count to 4,800. So it was quite excessive. And then there's pictures for every game too, and system information. So pretty cool. Kind of like a little resource. And I think it'd be fun. Even if you just scroll through and look at the pictures, it's still pretty neat to see where they come from. And surprisingly, Mario and Donkey Kong have played hockey quite a lot. Like out of all the sports, I was surprised hockey was on par with tennis and golf. So.
Now, are you counting hockey as part of a Mario Party minigame?
No. And funny, in Mario Party series, you can only play as Donkey Kong in 1, 2, 3, and 4. The rest, he's all there, but he's not playable. He's just like a Donkey Kong space.
Weird.
So, yeah, I mean, it's still included because in my rules I made, you can still compete against one another, but yeah, you can only play him then. But there's a hockey game in the Olympic ones. There's hockey in some other game, and then there's a Donkey Kong hockey game on the Game & Watch from like 1980 something, which is strange in itself, but it's also one of the only Game & Watches to be multiplayer. So kind of weird, a little history.
More you know.
Exactly, a little rainbow. What about you, Jett?
My Injustice Guide is out now, so if you are training up for EVO, definitely check that out. At some point, I will have a Dead Island review ready. I don't know when. I've still got to play through that.
If you can manage to get through it.
Yeah. There's that. I'll wrap up the split kick stuff at the end. Matt, what do you got going on?
Well, I kind of feel like a bum in comparison to you guys. I don't really have a whole lot going on. I've got a new Screaming Eagle podcast coming this week. We didn't get one done last week because a bunch of scheduling conflicts, but we ended up putting up a clip of sort of outtakes and things that we had going on. So
that was Anita Mann versus the Buildings?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to that.
Yeah, that's funny. So for Biff and Pop, the editor-in-chief, I used to work with him at Rogers. He actually just moved now, so he's working somewhere else. So there's been a bit of a transition period. A couple topics in the works, but nothing solid right yet. So look for something there shortly.
All right. And on Split Kick, Dan has been really busy with the Bits of Reality stuff. He's got an episode for Monaco up. He was playing some co-op with Aaron and a couple of other people from the Split Kick community. And he also did one with the Karate Kid game on the NES.
Oh, man. So hard. So
I want to say classic, but I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not. Absolutely
it's not a classic.
I remember playing the crap out of that game, and it was horrible in hindsight. But I played it because it was Karate Kid.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's
did.
Still not even enough of a reason.
No, not anymore. Davey Hugs has put up a guide for Defiance. Man, the Rocket Jump guys, they just keep talking about Defiance all the time.
Really, eh?
Yeah. If you guys have any interest in playing that, definitely check out the guide. There is another installment of Let's Play Bandit Kings from Ancient China. I think this is the part 6 of 10.
Yeah, I thought it was 6.
And at some point, the Bioshock Infinite Spoils cast that I keep referring to will finally get posted. I guess if I just keep saying it, it'll happen eventually.
You keep bringing it up, yeah.
Yes. So someone please post it so I don't look like an idiot promoting it every time I mention it on the show and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Duke Nukem 13 years later. It's gonna come
Yes. The next Bioshock will be out and then the Spoils cast for Bioshock Infinite happens.
out. Actually, that would be great timing.
Yeah, definitely.
Very fitting.
Relevant.
So, other things to plug. Don't forget to listen to Rocket Jump, Old Game Plus. Email us at bosscast@splitkick.com. Don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes. Also, those 5-star reviews, keep them coming. I don't even know if people... I don't know how to check, but I'm going to assume there are a lot of 5-star reviews for us on there. But
we just have to assume, really.
Yes. And on Twitter, you can find us at Matty Lang, at Jay Jasicki, at Jett Landicho, and at SplitKickCom. So until next time, disappointing sequels, they suck.
They do.
And Mega Man 2 is better.
Oh.
That's going to get edited out.
One more thing before we go. We are normally a show that is on every other week, but we will be back next week with a special edition of the Bosscast when we discuss anything and everything related to the big Xbox reveal that's scheduled for Tuesday, May 21st. So until next week, it's Matt, Jason, and myself signing off. Later.